Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Hanabi, which is an older game. Oh, I didn't realize it was by Antoine Balza. I don't know any of his other games off the top of my head, but that is a household name. So, obviously, this game is relatively older, and it's known for being the... is it trick-taking? No. Well, no, probably not.
Set collection.
Yeah, set collection, where your cards are facing away from you, which I don't believe I have seen anywhere else. I feel like there might be one other game that came out recently that did something like that.
Well, it's a variant on like headbands or other games,
games
where you're
true.
given an identity and you have to infer from everybody else's clues.
Yeah, this is a very strange game considering the fact that it feels like it should fit in that lightweight party filler game.
Yeah.
But I do not view this game as that.
No.
Because it's too long.
Yeah.
Like it's about our game took about an hour, especially if you're trying to give adequate clues and space out what you're playing and what you're discarding to try and obviously not run out of clues to give. But at the same time, if it's like, well, who cares? Let's just be lighthearted. Then don't play this game.
Because you're gonna lose like.
Because you're gonna lose like that.
It's either gonna be over quickly and not very satisfying, or it's going to be, you're going to take some time and really think and really work through.
Right. This game, I remember the first time ever playing it. This would have been obviously years ago. I've only ever played it at 3. And I think these just kind of silent, very vague hidden information games, I only want to play at lesser player counts. Like The Crew and stuff like that. I can't do a large crowd. That's just too many people I'm going to be mad at.
I hear you.
Because it's so... Because I'm so into co-ops that I just want to help. And whenever people like start making assumptions, it's just like... Well, that's
but
the
have you
wrong
thought about...
assumption. It's the wrong... And then it's like... Because it's funny, towards the end of our game, Kat, the last card that she drew, she put it at the end, and then you're like, what do you know? She's like, I know this is yellow. And you were right, it was the yellow 4, but it wasn't the yellow 3 that he had told you about previously.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about a 3, you just said yellow.
Well, he just said 2 yellows, and then you put the new card in, and I was like, oh, no.
Mentally, you placed it in the same position, but it had shifted.
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody does that.
At one point, you had put a 5, I think like a 4, 5, and 6. No, it was a 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Next to each other in a row. And I was like, that's funny.
Oh.
And early on, you got blues, and I said, okay, those are blues. Then you played those blues, and then you kept insisting you were holding blues. I'm
you did. You were putting that green one, and you were like, this is blue.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I was like, that must have been it, but I couldn't remember. I was like, oh, maybe I got a new blue?
At one point, when you guys had pointed out the ones to me, I remember them being the 1, and then I remember Brett telling me the color, and then time had passed, and I was like, I don't remember which color it was.
Well, because you're so... This game, you're so focused... I mean, because you couldn't give 2 shits about what's in your hand, because you obviously can't see it. So you're so hyper-focused on what your teammates have that you're also forgetting about what they told you.
Yep.
So whenever it comes back to you, you're just like, oh no, I forgot everything. So then you're holding your cards like...
Yeah.
All right.
Hold this.
So this one's this one's yellow, this one's blue, this one's a 4, this is my 5.
Yeah.
And then you're like...
This one is not green, red, or...
Literally the part, which I don't even know if it's legal, but whenever I knew, I'm like, I need to play this one and discard this one. I don't know if you can actually take them out of your hand, but like, when it came back to me, I was looking, I'm like...
Which?
Oh no!
I was gonna ask you.
Which one do I play?
I was gonna ask you when you did that. I was like, "Do you remember what you just put down?"
I hadn't. I remembered like what I meant to do with them, but I was like, "Crap! Which one did I put to my left and which one to my right?" Luckily, I did keep it, memorized. But
I feel like this game is also a really good like therapy tool because you can really just figure out like what your insecurities are. Because the whole time I was just like, I don't know what you guys expect of me, and I don't want to disappoint anyone.
Yeah. There's, out of all the clue giving games, I mean, obviously I can attribute this to code names because you can only give so much information, so you're in your head, and it makes the most perfect sense in the world
roller skates.
to you. It was Speakeasy, and
roller skates
it was Speakeasy 7, No, it was like
No.
Speakeasy 5.
And roller skates was on the board, and he thought that would get me to Speakeasy.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Because the train of thought for that, let me explain.
And I get it, I get it.
It's no longer Hanabi anymore. It's me explaining my codename's clue. Because my thought process was, roller skates. Sonic waitresses wear roller skates. Sonic is in the same vein. They have that same era as speakeasies, which they don't. But
In your mind, it worked perfectly.
and as my wife, she should know that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Turtles was also one because of the Turtle Club for Master in Disguise.
Yes.
I forgot.
And that directly links skating with turtles.
In which the Turtle Club was not in a speakeasy.
It wasn't, but it was a club, which
is-
are relatively
Speakeasies,
speakeasies.
were, yes.
The speakeasies are clubs,
Yes.
which they're not. But
Kinda. I could kind of.
see, anyway, but that's how this game is.
But
But
the nice thing, in contrast, though, and that's a good contrast, I think, to make, because there are a lot of similarities. Difference is you're far more limited in the information that you can give and the ambiguities you can have.
right,
The metagame is more obvious than in Codenames.
Yeah.
Because, like, I had no idea how you made those connections. There's no way that would have happened for me.
Right.
This one's like, okay, why did you tell me that this was this color at this moment?
right.
Maybe it's very, very important that I... No, you meant me for me to throw it away.
Well, because that's the thing, though, is like obviously the way that we all think is different, because Seth is going to give me a hint in a completely different way.
In a horrible way.
that
I'm
gonna
horrible. I
get-
suck at these games.
Listen, it's okay. It's gonna give I'm gonna give him a hint though, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I think he just needs to know the colors, and in which case he's gonna be like, oh, she said green, so she wants me to play one of these greens immediately. When really it's like, oh well, no, he only has like a.
They're already 5. You can throw them away.
Right. Well, yeah, because given a specific color at a specific time, it's kind of like, okay, well, like whenever he's like, this is white, and the entire time I was like, that's the most perfect clue he could give her,
Yeah.
because that is the like, it doesn't benefit you in any way to tell you it's white if it's a 2, 3, 4, or 5.
And that one scared the shit out of me the most, because I was like, oh, I'll play it, and then I was like, but what if?
Yeah.
And then
Right.
you start to like second guess yourself because you don't know what you have.
Yeah. So then you start burning clues because you don't want to play it, and it's like, then everyone else is like, I mean, because this game is one of the most either pandering games, because you can just come off as this biggest dick where it's like, okay, let's spell it out for him. That's a white. My turn. That's a 1. Now you know. What is it? What is it? Yes, very good. A white 1. Not in that
And
particular
2 turns
case.
later,
in
you
the
forgot.
Square hole.
And so, but then you're burning clues, and then it's like, okay, well, I had to waste my turn to tell you what I believe you should have already known. Oh, and great, now you're crying. All right.
And it's so easy to know what you know because you're staring right at it. And so you're like, how can you not know that you have a 4
Right.
and 3 reds
Right.
when you've only said like, oh, hey, Seth, you have a green in your hand?
Yeah, and because you're like, in my mind, with giving clues in this game, it's all about action efficiency, really. So
Resource management.
yeah, it's like until you have enough to then spell it out to someone, you tell people what's now useless. Like, so, well, at the beginning, the only thing I could give you a clue was 5s.
Yeah. Which are good.
But that was it.
Hold on to them as long as possible, but
Right.
at some point...
Which
also-
you never got to play.
Yeah. I knew the 2 I was holding, I just didn't know which was which.
Right.
One of them, maybe I could play the blue.
Yeah.
Green, we're never going to
Well, it sucked because your entire hand was the 2 5s, and then you had like 2s and 3s of colors we didn't have.
Right.
And it made it even more difficult because she kept getting rid. She kept discarding the ones that you needed to have out to play.
Yeah.
So then it was like, all right,
Yep.
well, Brett's not really playing, so...
Very discard happy. Happy to discard anytime. After 3 days.
And then, actually, there was a point whenever you were like, oh, I know it's in my hand, I forgot that there were 2 4s. So whenever I was like, no, that information, that one card that was left was the yellow 4, and I was like, no, that's wrong information because, like, it can't be a yellow. But it very much was. But obviously I knew that in my head, oh, she has the 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So
See,
who
and that's
cares
what I was saying
it is?
in the moment. I was like, you guys know what I have. I don't. Like,
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
do
exactly what I
not.
said, is that, as soon as you drew this card into your hand,
Yeah.
I know exactly what... Oh, crap, I can't say that because you don't know you have that card.
Yeah.
So here's a question. Do you think that this is a game for a very specific group of people. Because it almost like feels like it wants to come off as like again a family party game.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is.
You want to say that this is a game for very analytical people, but I feel like the game would get real hot real fast. Like, people getting angry at each other because, like, again, not everybody is the same, and you get a bunch of left brains together, and I can't imagine that would be fun. But then you get a bunch of silly, goofy people together, and they're just like, who cares? And then it's,
what is this? I'm gonna play it!
And it's just...
It can't be played!
And it's just sort of like, okay, well then...
And in 4 plays, the game's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I almost say, I don't know who this is for, because then you mix it up. You're very analytical. I'm very bad at math and ratios, as we found out, and I've known it for a long time. And then I'm just like sweating bullets trying to be like,
Yeah, and it's very vague on how much you can help one another. Like, realistically, the game by rules are you can say 2 things to one another.
The color and the number.
You realistically can't even like process your handout because that gives out information to other people. I don't even know, is the discard pile open information?
Yes.
Okay.
which is
good.
Yes.
I've never played it that way. I've also never played it where you're constantly communicating. Usually I play it the almost quiet way, which is why I typically lose.
where everyone has just silent tears streaming down their face.
Well,
I just wanted to make fireworks.
yeah, it's a very strange game. I do like this game quite a bit, even though...
It at one point literally upset my stomach. I was getting very frustrated. And at myself. I mean, like, I was just like...
Well, it's like people also give involuntary facial clues.
Yes.
Like, it was funny because the very
Like poker. Same
Sure,
tells
yeah.
and stuff. And it's the
Everybody
same. It's the same thing, except that the game is, I'm figuring out you're lying. This game is,
Right.
What are you telling me?
I just pulled a card that's either really good or really bad.
Well, because I think you... it was you had a yellow 1, and you drew the other yellow 1, and so that was what the face I made. And then at one point you were like, "Oh, I know this card is bad," but then you got rid of the one that I didn't do a facial clue for. You got rid of the other yellow 1, and I was like,
disgusting.
and then in my head I'm like, I gave you a clue on accident. Get rid of that one, not the one that you're like.
And I probably thought that I did get rid of the one that you made a face at. Probably just
Yeah, so that's why at the end I was like... And then you play something and then you're like, what? And I'm like, I'm not even giving a face!
And I was like, no, you look like you hate me!
This is a game to be played on Valium.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, whatever you want to do. Whatever
Just
you
drooling.
Okay, so who is the game for? I'm going to say, first of all, people with excellent memory skills.
Ooh,
Yeah.
not me. That was another thing, is I have a very bad memory, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't really remember what I have.
want.
Like,
Yeah.
And people who can organize things like...
Spatial awareness of what's in their hand, yeah.
Yeah. I know, I hold my cards in weird ways to remember, and I usually do a pretty good job, and then every once in a while something goes horribly wrong.
Right,
But-
you just like nonchalantly put a card in your hand and then you're like, oh no, I have... And it's been too long that you're like, nope, there's no saving this.
So the attitude for me would be still the fun, like, silly party game, but this is definitely more strategic and mechanical.
I'd put it in the same vein as the crew.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't... in terms of clue giving,
Yeah.
it's code names. But code names is still party. It's still
Yes.
a party game.
Yeah.
I do not attribute this to a party game. I wouldn't break this out as like, hey, let's drink and, like, I can drink and play code names.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is the attitude to approach it with is light, party, it doesn't matter if you really do well,
Yeah.
but the actual gameplay is much more serious and strategic.
Yeah.
And it depends on your personality.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I would
some
almost
people
say
get very mad.
I think like-minded. That's how it works best for me.
Yeah.
Because I... Like once again, I'm gonna harken back to, like, Codenames Duet is the only person I've played that game with that I actually have done well with is my friend Steven, but we were on this almost the same wavelength for everything.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Potato speed bump.
But different types of personalities, like even like slightly like type A to type B, it's like, nah, we're totally thinking different.
Yeah.
Similar to the crew. Like in my mind, I'm giving a hint on this.
Yep.
And because that's the best hint I can give, and then someone's like, I have no idea why you gave that. You're like,
Or,
Fair
Great.
enough.
wow,
So then-
that play just ruined the hand.
Yeah.
We can't win now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit, I hadn't thought of that.
Right. Because it's also, like Kat was saying, it gives you self-doubt whenever it's like, this is the best clue I can give. Oh, they didn't get it? Okay, so what's wrong with me? Like, why did they not get it? Am I...
You start like hearing the phantom voices of like every time a teacher told you you could do better. Like
Compared
The
with
one, I was gonna say, like, whenever the teacher walks by, looks at your test score, and then gives the whole room a clue. Remember, guys, and you're like, oh fuck.
or like they're handing out tests, everybody gets theirs face up and she puts yours face down.
Your teacher handed your test face down, didn't she? Which no, my tests were not like that. But yeah, I think good memory
They
skills.
always handed our tests.
But other than that, a similar attitude.
They did because we all sucked.
Similar attitude, high memories. It's
Yeah.
so strange.
Compared with the crew, though, and that's an excellent comparison to make, is this is a lot more forgiving of mistakes.
True,
It's built
yeah.
in up front that you can throw things out.
Yeah.
They're not crucial yet, but they're about to be.
Yeah, well, it's also because
The pressure mounts, but it doesn't break.
I think the game gets easier
Yes.
as it goes on.
Well, yeah, the more information you have.
Right, because then it's like, okay, well, we got two of the sets completed, so now, hey, by the way, you have 3 whites. Oh, okay,
Cool.
great. So that's one clue. Now you can do something, and then that person is kind of just set for 3 turns to kind of buffer. Now I can give a clue, you can give a clue, she can get us one back.
Yeah.
So you kind of have better efficiency that way.
Yeah.
But also, the final scoring is just kind of a total, so it's not as, like, yeah, you can just outright lose if you just start playing poorly.
Yeah.
But because it's like, oh, we got 18 points, that's good. That's a good fireworks show. Fucking theme is trash. It's so bad.
The theme is fine, but it has nothing to do with the game.
No, I know. I would honestly rather have a deck of cards, like just numbered, like
Yeah.
phase 10 kind of cards, and not even worry about this being fireworks.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really, the fireworks could just be a decoration. They didn't even have to say this was a game about fireworks. It really is just a color-coded number 2.
Yeah, yeah. I'd really like a deluxeified, very, like, intricate designed cards. Like, they're just super sexy, like, cards, instead of fireworks.
'Cause
I
they
think
could've-
they made Hanabi 2.
Really?
Yeah, there's a second Hanabi, and it's out of print fucking
The
everywhere.
Hanabi.
Hanabi 2, the Hanabi.
Unless that's the tile version that you're thinking.
Maybe. I've never played the tile. That's what you're thinking of. I've never played the
I'm
tile
aware
version.
that they both exist.
Okay.
I've never seen the
Yeah,
tile.
I've never played it. I remember I think there is a deluxe version of this game. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe so.
But yeah, this is the only one I've ever had. Very tiny. I've kept it forever. But yeah. And it does have a bunch of variants. I have played with the rainbow ones, like as a 6th suit. It's
Just harder.
it's rough.
Yeah.
It's a rough time. I've never played with them as wilds, which, I mean, and that's why I like these games. Is just how you're giving clues is depending on, I mean, the variants that are coming in,
Yeah.
or who you're playing with. You guys got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you guys give Hanabi? Start with Kat.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
6.
Yeah.
I was like, I started with you because I figured yours would be lower.
Yeah. Not only did it give me anxiety, which I don't find enjoyable.
You don't find anxiety fun?
I just didn't vibe with it. Like, it just kind of gets less fun every time I play it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Especially with how long it took. But mainly because of me. I will say, I took...
Seth gets mean when he plays Hanabi.
He's a mean Hanabi.
Oh, does he drink? No! He just
I
makes...
wish he would.
That'd be better!
Brett?
I'm 9.
9?
I think it's great, and I
Yeah.
think it's exactly what it tries to be.
Yeah. I agree. I'm not gonna go as high as 9. I'm gonna give it a 4. No. You did not go high as 9.
Fair enough!
No. Hanabi is an 8 for me.
I also, sorry, I just know, like, you said, like... how when we were joking about how, like, you should drink instead, I just
Yeah.
come home, like, the lights are, like, summer on, summer off, and, like, the Hanabi box is open and, like, strewn
All the
about.
cards are strewn out, and I'm just like murmuring to myself. Okay, so yellow 3, yellow 3. And then
You're here, like, you're playing the video back in the background.
it's just on loop of just a clue that I've been giving you. It's just just my board games are all strewn about. Where is she? Yeah, so it's an 8.
For just that reason. The abuse potential is really up
Yeah,
there.
it's very, very good. Like, hey, if you've thought about being abusive, here's your excuse.
Here's your kickstart.
People will understand. Yeah, Kickstarter Hanabi, the abusive edition. Oh, there's a little speck of blood.
Oh my god.
All right.
Knuckles.
So that's our thoughts on that's our thoughts on Hanabi. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.